Good morning, yogis. I'm going to give a little more time for anyone who wants to join this live stream to jump on. During this live stream, I will come over and check the comments, respond if needed, and make sure that my sound is still working okay. So we'll just give it another minute, see if anyone wants to jump on for our 20-minute Yin Yang Flow today. I'm here at Hot Yoga by the Sea, which is my yoga studio here in Kailua on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. And it's here that I offer classes every single day. Most of them are heated classes, but there's a few non-heated as well. We've been here for about 15 years already, and I'm trying to implement a little bit more of these live feeds into my YouTube channel. So if you enjoy live feeds, or if you enjoy just short 10 to 20 minute flows, definitely check out my channel when you get a chance. All right, let's just do a quick check to make sure what time it is, see if anybody's joining us. Right. So take a moment to get settled into your space. Pull in your yoga mat or whatever you're using to practice on. Carve out some space. Maybe silence your phone. This is going to be a pretty brief sequence. It's actually part of a longer sequence that I will be teaching here right after this live feed. So I've condensed it a bit so that we can flow through it a little quicker. It is a yin yang sequence, meaning that in the beginning of the practice, we'll build up a lot of heat. And then the second half of class will cool back down. So we get this nice balance going on in our practice that will leave us feeling complete and whole and refreshed for the rest of the day. So as you can see, I'm sitting in a hero's pose. You can find your way here. If this isn't comfortable on your knees or ankles or hips, you could always sit on a block, or if you have something at home that's block-like, a big pile of books or a cushion from the couch, that would work too. When you're ready, rest your hands at your thighs and just allow your eyes to close down for a few moments. And we'll just check in. There's a great paradox in being a human in this lifetime. It's that it requires us to find both strength and softness, to find both effort and ease, and to balance the doing with the being. And that is how I'll start off our theme of Yin Yang practice today. As you bring your hands together in front of your heart, just take a soft bow. We'll use this practice this morning, or whatever time it is for you at home, to establish that balance between strength and softness, doing and being, effort and ease. As you're ready, you can shift forward, find your way to your palms. And just walk the knees back. You'll be in a tabletop position. Look down at those hands and spread the fingers really wide. Your knees are underneath your hips. And on your next breath in, just allow your stomach to soften down. Just let it hang, soft, soft belly. As you let your belly soften, pull your heart forward, maybe shift your gaze upward. And on your exhale, doming your spine, press the floor away and pull your chin toward your chest. Inhale for cow, finding that softness of the belly. And exhale for cat, squeezing, toning, engaging. So we can see on the in-breath, we have these little traces of yin-yang right here within this sequence. And then inhale to find your way back towards your cow pose. Tuck all 10 of your toes under and glide back into your down dog. Push into the palms, stretch your hips up towards the ceiling, and begin to pedal out your legs, one heel down and then the other. And just go back and forth on your own for a few breaths. Starting to unlock any tightness or tension through the hamstrings, backs of the knees, calves, and ankles. And then from your down dog, which may mean that your knees are soft, don't feel like you have to have your heels flat on the earth right now. Find that space of holding that allows you to also be soft, to find ease. Hugging the forearms in, spiking those hips to the sky like they're the peak of a mountaintop. And then drop your knees back down to the floor. Inhale for cow pose, and on your exhale breath, we'll go into a shape called knees, chest, and chin. So you'll tap your chest and chin down to the floor. Point your toes, slide your hips forward, and lift your chest, cobra. So hold this cobra for a moment, squeezing the muscles in the upper back. Try to reestablish that press through the tops of both feet as you lengthen through your crown. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, curl the toes under once again. Use the strength of your arms to press up and back, down dog. As you arrive here in your downward facing dog, we'll sweep the right leg up to the sky. Big breath in. Bring the knee to the nose as you round forward, squeeze through your core. Right leg high, big breath in. Knee to the nose, squeeze to the core. Big breath in, right leg high. And last one, knee to the nose. This time, look between your thumbs, step your right foot there. As your right foot lands, drop the back knee to the mat. You can point or tuck your back toes. Reach your arms to the sky into Anjaneyasana. And let's just pulse the hips a few times here, opening up the front of your left hip flexor, the psoas muscle right here in the low front abdomen down through the top of the left thigh. Breathe in as you reach out through each fingertip. Shift your gaze high. And breathe out, lower your hands back down. Back toes are tucked under. Send your right leg back up to the sky. Inhale. Then bring your right knee under and across to your left elbow. Place your right foot off to the left side of the room. And then leaning into your right palm, spin your left foot flat and reach your left arm high. This is your fallen triangle pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. Release your left palm back to the floor. Send that right leg high. And now step that right foot forward. So getting into the heating of the practice. Back heel flat. Warrior two. Open the arms. Gaze over your right fingertips. Sit low into the front thigh. On an inhale, straighten your right leg. Reach your right arm to the sky. Both arms, in fact, up to the sky. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Bring your hands to your heart. Sink into goddess squat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press into the feet to come back up. Stretch out through the arms. And then back into warrior two as you breathe out. Flip your right palm for a reverse warrior. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to plank, lower halfway or all the way. You can also use your knees like we did before. Cobra like we did, or straighten your arms. Up dog. And then press back, down dog. Left side, same flow. So this is our heating flow. Reach that left leg to the sky with a breath in. Bring the knee to the nose as you breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, step forward. Drop your back knee. Fly the arms. Up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Stretch out through the fingertips. Pulse your hips a few times. Forward and down. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hands. Tuck your back toes. Fly your left leg to the sky. Now take your left knee to your right elbow. Kick the left foot to the right. Spin your right foot flat. And reach your right arm to the sky. Fall in triangle. 1 full breath in. Out. Right palm back to the floor. Left leg back to the sky. Left foot stepping forward. And I'm just going to turn so I can keep facing you, but left foot is between thumbs. Warrior 2, come up and rise. Look over that left hand. Reach both arms to the sky. Breathe in and pause. Pull the heels in, toes out. Bend the knees, goddess squat. Breathe in, breathe out. Back up. Reach your arms high. Warrior 2, bend the left knee. Reverse your warrior. Inhale the left arm, reaching back. Cartwheel the hands down. Step to plank. And vinyasa. Cobra or upward dog. And downward dog. Hold this down dog for a moment. Feel what you're feeling. So that was the first section of class. That was the heating section. Now we're going to get into the cooling, the yin. So from your downward dog, walk your hands backwards until you're at the back of your mat. Separate your feet hip width or wider. Turn your toes out. Now drop your hips down into a pose called Malasana, yogi style squat. And in this yin style of Malasana, we're going to tent the fingertips to the floor somewhere out ahead of us. Drop the head down, tailbone down, and just let the spine round. We'll take a few breaths right here. You might notice your heart rate starting to ease up a little bit. Your breath is lengthening. Unclench your jaw, gap your back teeth, soften your face. Send the breath into your back body. And slowly lift your head, and you can, if this works in your body, just sit down so you can just sort of shift back. Soles of the feet together, but in the yin world, the feet move far away from us, so there's a diamond shape in the legs right here. Take an in-breath here, and as you exhale, hinge forward into your fold butterfly pose. A few breaths. This is very profoundly opening up your hips right now. Breathe as you target the yin tissues of the body, which are the connective tissues, the fascia, the ligaments, the joints. It's really the scaffolding that's holding you together. And when we hold these longer yin shapes, we rehydrate those tissues. We help them to become pliable and bendable and maneuverable once again. One more breath. And then walk yourself back and coming all the way back up, right? You could take your hands to your knees, help the knees to come back in. And for now, let's take the hands behind us, set the feet on the floor in front, about hip width distance. And then windshield wipe your shin side to side just a few times, side to side. And then find neutral. One time we'll lift to counter that forward fold that we were just in. So just press your hips up towards the ceiling, tailbone towards the front of the room, and if you're comfortable dropping your head back, you can. Breathe in and out. Lower your hips back down to the floor. From here, lie down onto your back body. So just recline all the way back. We're going to keep the knees together and drop them to the right. So coming into a supine twist, cactus your left arm out to the left, turn your head that direction. So now we're targeting all the yin tissues along the spine, in the back body. Do your best to just give yourself to gravity here. surrendering your body's weight fully, giving it in to the twist, marinating in the pose. Bring your head back to neutral and bring your legs back to center. We'll drop the knees now to the left and look to the right, falling into your twist the other way. Relax here, breathe here. In traditional yin yoga, you would be holding these poses anywhere between 3 minutes all the way up to 10, but for the sake of just condensing our practice right now and keeping it under 20 minutes, we just hold a little less time. But I do have a full-length Yin Flow coming soon. And if you enjoy these longer holds, you can always check out my Patreon site where I put out full-length flows every week. You can start to bring your knees back to center. Arriving at neutral, give yourself a final squeeze, knees to chest, big hug. Maybe massage your back a little into the floor. And then release your legs out for a few moments of integration. This won't be long. Relax your arms at your sides, palms up. Let's just take a few breaths here, integrating the subtle wisdom that comes through our practice every time we get on the mat and we move mindfully. We don't have to mentally understand in this moment how our practice is going to serve us, but trusting that it will, trusting that in maybe some future moment you will experience more balance, more ease, more patience, more compassion, and you might think of the moments you spent on the mat cultivating that. I always credit the moments when I find myself kinder than usual to, oh, it must have been from when I took time to practice the other day, or it must have been due to the fact that I got up early and I meditated this morning. So you can start to trace the benefits of your practice into the remainder of your day. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms overhead. And when you're ready, just slide those feet to the floor. You can roll to your favorite side. And then press up to sit. And as you come into a seated pose, join your hands together in front of your heart and thank yourself for any amount of time that you spent here with me, even if you joined, a third of the way through or 2/3 of the way through. It doesn't matter. Any amount of time spent on the mat, every breath mindfully spent on the mat counts towards you becoming the best version of yourself. So thank you for joining me. Please check out my main page where you can find all kinds of sequences like this, and reach out to me if you have any questions or requests. I'm going to step over to the camera so that I can see if there's any comments that I need to address. Thank you so much for joining me for this brief practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.